Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the Cursing Seamstress. It's kind of early in the morning. I think it's about 7:30, 7:15. I wanted to do a pattern review today, and this is a pattern from StyleArc. They are an Australian company, and apparently I bought this pattern a while ago, maybe this year, but earlier in the year. And my goal is to get rid of my fabric and not buy any more fabric until I have really literally cut into this fabric stash that I have. It's gotten to be overwhelming, really. I had some fabric and I was looking for something to use it for. And so I started going through my PDFs. I went through my printed patterns and really couldn't find anything. So I started going through my PDFs and I saw this one that I did not remember buying. And so I thought it would be perfect for the fabric that I wanted to use it for. Now that is the one that I made first. I've made this dress twice. The pattern is called, it's the Lara, and I'm not sure, I would say it Lara. And there are several patterns that StyleArc has that have Lara in them. There might be a Lara blouse, a Lara cardigan, a Lara dress. This is the Lara dress. And so I made it twice. The first one I made was from a black wool, and I'll put that on and let you see that one. It's a black wool. I got it from a thrift store, and it's weird because it has stretch in it. Not a lot, but a little bit of stretch. And you might think that wool would need to be dry cleaned, but I washed this because I don't dry clean anything. And so Georgia is eating a milk bone here. But it washed up really nice. And so actually I washed it before I cut it, and then I washed it after I made the dress to get the markings off. So anyway, I did like the dress. So I made it again, and this is the second dress that I made. And I did make a few modifications. Let me just show you what the dress looks like. Some of the criticism of StyleArc patterns is that the instructions are minimal, and they are. And this will just show you, these are the instructions right here. This is the dress here. You can see the pattern pieces. It does have a facing. It's kind of strange because the front piece is not cut on the fold. It's cut as one big piece, which is good if you're matching stripes or anything like that, but I wasn't. And so I did, when I made the first dress, I did use the facings. I wasn't happy with the facing. So on this dress, I just used pre-bought bias tape in a pink. It's pinker than the dress, but that's okay. The back is interesting because, I don't know if you can tell, maybe not, this actually, as it goes up to the top, it actually curves as it goes to the neck. And I thought that was interesting. I don't think I've ever seen that. Usually it's a very straight line there for the center back. There is a zipper. It's a regular zipper. The sleeves are a bell sleeve, just a slight bell sleeve. So the alterations I made on the dress that I'm wearing now are to use the pre-bought bias binding instead of the facing, and I also cut the bell a little bit bigger, and I watched how to do that. You just cut some lines from the bottom part of the sleeve upward, and then you just kind of spread it out, and that's what I did. It worked fine. And the other thing I did was, I do have a little bit of a sway back, so on the back piece, I did a from the beginning of the waist up to under the arm, I cut in about 1/2 inch on both pieces. So, and I think that's it. But just as an example of these very short instructions, it says overlock appropriate seams, and that's after you fuse. The first one is lay the pattern on the fabric and cut, fuse the neck facings, and then overlock the appropriate seams. Somebody who's new at sewing might not know which seams are appropriate to overlock. So I've said this many times, but when I'm stitching 2 pieces together, I'll stitch it with a long stitch on my sewing machine, and then once I know that it's correct, then I will serge that seam. The only seam, the only pieces of fabric that I serged prior to sewing was the back seam, because that's where the zipper goes, and I wanted to iron that open, toward the bottom, and of course open where the zipper goes. So I did serge that before sewing. It's a very easy dress. It's a very nice dress for any occasion. This dress lends itself well to trim, and it actually tells you on the pattern or suggests that you might want to add lace at the bottom and lace on the sleeves. The first dress I made, I did do that. I like the look. This one, I don't know. I thought that the lace that I had and the trim that I had just made it look sort of tacky rather than more attractive. So I didn't do anything. I just left this dress plain. I'm going to stand up and show this to you. Let me just, before I stand up, let me just tell you a little bit more about StyleArc. They advertise themselves as patterns that fit. And I will say that I do think that this fits well. The only thing that I would do, again, is to make that sway back adjustment just by trimming in a little bit from the waist up on the seam where the zipper is. I probably, even on this, could go in a little bit at the waist. StyleArc has a ton of patterns. They have patterns that are loose fitting patterns, and they have patterns that are quite shapely. So, and they have patterns for wovens, they have patterns for knits, they have patterns for kids. I don't know if they have patterns for men. I paid apparently $10.62 for this pattern, which is reasonable, I think. This dress is no longer in a PDF, it's only in a printed pattern. I went on the site today, so it's single sizing only. When I bought this, it was a PDF, and when I found the file on my computer, I had 3 sizes. I had, I think I had a 14, a 16, and an 18. So apparently you were allowed to make 3 choices of contiguous sizes in case you needed to size down, size up, or get the fit right. So that's what I have. Pattern review has nothing about this pattern at all. They have some Lara patterns, but they're the blouse or something else. So you can't find this dress unless you buy it in a single size mailable pattern, and I don't know what that would cost from Australia. I wouldn't do it personally, but they have a lot of PDFs, so and some are multi-sized. When cutting this out, they were not no trim pages, so I had to trim each page on 2 sides. So I think they might need to rework that a little bit. All right, so I'm going to stand up and show you this dress. This fabric, I don't know what this is. It feels like it's a rayon. It feels like it's the kind of rayon that would need to be dry cleaned. I think I've had clothing, store-bought clothing before with fabric that has the same kind of feel and drape, and I believe it was dry clean only, but I, you know, washed this and dried it, and it's great. It does wrinkle. All right, so let me just stand up. I hope you can see this. I have not ironed this dress. I still have markings on it where I, you know, made sure that the right side of the sleeve went into the front part of the sleeve went into the front part of the dress. I have not ironed these darts down. These are the darts right here at the neckline. I think they're very good for shaping. These are the bell sleeves here. The pattern does not say this, but you may want to do a stitch to ease in the sleeve. On this dress, I did do that because on the other dress that I made, the black dress that I made, I ended up having to put a pleat at the top to make up for the excess fabric that I had. I don't know why I had excess fabric, but I did. But I just folded it over and it looks good. All right, so this is a side view. It does go in right here. It could go in a little bit more probably. The zipper is here. The dress hits me, you're not gonna be able to see it. The dress hits me right below the knee. This fabric is nice and drapey. So it's just, you know, it's a good feel. There's not a lot more that I can say about this dress except that I do like it, and it needs to be washed and it needs to be ironed. So let me put the black dress on and show you that one. I'll be right back. Okay, this is the first dress that I made. This one fits me a whole bunch better. This has the facing in it. I did understitch. I don't think the instructions even said to do that. Like I said, the instructions are minimal. But it's okay, it's staying down. I put this embellishment on here. I don't know if you can see, I put embellishment, let me move this back here. I put embellishment on the bottom too, and it's kind of cool. I got this at a thrift store years ago, or either a thrift store or a estate sale. I don't remember. This really does fit me better, and I think the reason this fits me better is because I washed it after I made it and it shrunk a little bit, which is good for me because it fits me better. So, but that's it. I like this pattern. It's a good pattern. It's very functional. I like the way you can embellish it. So I would give it 2 thumbs up. And like I said, it's the only StyleArc pattern that I have tried. I've bought other ones, I have not yet made them. So, all right, I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.